Hi everybody, Eleanor Roosevelt here, and we have had a request for this video, so I'm going to show you how to do crossovers. It's sort of easy to learn how to do once you get the muscle memory. I actually figured out how to do crossovers really well and backwards crossovers by listening to a girl from Australia who actually teaches, and we'll figure that out and I'll put her name down here because I can't remember off the top of my head. But one of the things that she always said was to make sure that you're using these muscles right here. These ones, all in here. When you're doing your 27-5 or your 25-5, this muscle and these muscles get really sore. But that means you know you're doing it right, okay? So one of the things that you want to do is when you're crossing over, you're not just lifting this leg and putting it over. You're not just taking your left foot or your right foot and putting it over top of your left. What you're doing is actually pulling your right foot in. Ooh, I'm gonna fall. Pulling your right foot in as you're pulling your left foot over top. So it's both of those muscles working at the same time. I'm gonna try and show you and see if you can kind of figure out what I'm doing. So when I'm going, I'm pulling and pushing at the same time. I'm pulling with this one, and that is actually giving me more speed to get around the corners. So, I don't know if that makes sense. It's the same with the opposite leg. If ever you're doing anything in derby, I know that we only skate one way in general, but the best thing to do is to do it both ways so that you don't have one leg that's bigger than the other. You always want to make sure when you're practicing your left side, you want to practice your right side and vice versa. So again, it doesn't really translate great on concrete, but you still have to kind of know that that's what you're doing. You're kind of pulling this foot in while you're pushing this one over. The other thing is this foot never really leaves the ground. It's all about that muscle movement and that pulling it in here. So I'm going to try again. I can show you. Pulling, and you're pulling. And that's what is actually moving. So one of the things that we do as a training team for our league is we do what we call drunken crossovers, which essentially means an exaggerated crossover. So what we do is we have our girls go nice and slow around the track. Motorcycles are super loud. Okay. So what we do is we have our girls go around the track and we actually lift our foot really big. So it's a really exaggerated step. And it gets that muscle used to being all by itself in the air. Okay, so it's getting this muscle used to being the stabilizer and this leg getting used to quickly coming over and pushing, taking that momentum and pushing this leg, your left leg, underneath to get you the quickness that you need when you're doing your 27-5 or if you're jamming and you want to go quicker. So yeah, once again, it's just a really exaggerated big. It's hard to do in small space. Really big steps. And that's how we do crossovers. And again, remember to practice both ways because we don't want one leg bigger than the other. And you just want to make sure that muscle memory is good for right and left. Once you figured that out, the next thing you're gonna maybe want to work on, is backwards crossovers. Those are a little bit trickier because it's the exact opposite muscle. So it's the same thing, but backwards. You're pulling your inside leg in. It doesn't really leave. Actually, your left leg never really leaves the ground. Okay? So, whoa, falling over. Don't put that in. So, for backwards crossovers, your left leg isn't really leaving the ground. It's staying in one spot. It's just the right leg. Again, try it both ways, left and right. And that's kind of the basics of crossovers. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Let us know if there's anything else you'd like us to teach you. Have a great day, and we'll see you later.